Hey guys, Shadefyre here with episode 6 of Let's Play Dead Space. If you remember from last time, we arrived in the engineering deck to try to get the ship to stabilize its orbit. Unfortunately, we didn't make a lot of progress, but we did get the engines refueled at least. Now we've got to repair the centrifuge.
Entering zero gravity.
And what the hell is that? If you get close, you can actually see it's shifting constantly. Now this is a zero gravity area, so while we could take the elevator, there's not much point. And we can just do this! And as usual, there's leapers around. They love to show up in zero-G environments. He just wanted a hug. Romance in zero-G. Or bromance. Alright, so, to get the centrifuge working, we're going to need to stick these big spinny things into these inert holes. Isaac has a wonderful sideways sprint. Oxygen thing, well, we don't need that yet. This is another simple puzzle. Basically, when you do this... Oh no, it's spinning too fast. And then the game just tells you what to do. It's like, no stupid, do this.
Generator module attached. Generator module attached. Centrifuge power restored.
I hear another leaper. Full on pulse rounds, eh? We're gonna use our stasis module and pick up these pulse rounds. Alright, so now we've got the two things attached to the centrifuge. We just gotta turn it on now. From up here. Whoa, camera freaked out there for a second. Hey, a box. Okay, we need to go... Where's the switch? There it is. Okay.
Centrifuge activated. Re-establishing balance with planetary cargo. Gravity restored. Entering vacuum.
So now we're in a vacuum instead of zero-G, and we have to run past this giant spinning centrifuge with space below us without running out of oxygen. This is actually kind of dangerous.
You're doing great, Isaac. Centrifuge and gyros are both 100% and stabilized. Now get out of there and focus on the engine. I don't know how much time we have left.
So essentially we've got to run past this giant spinning thing that will kill you instantly if it touches you. We do this by hiding in these little alcoves. And trying not to run out of oxygen. Unfortunately, the centrifuge is too large for us to use our stasis on, so you just have to do it this way. Luckily, they put the oxygen restart stations around here because we don't have enough oxygen to get through this in one go otherwise. And unfortunately, he's too short to be crushed by the centrifuge. Centrifuge? I have no idea how to pronounce it properly. Centrifugal? Isaac's already gasping for air. His oxygen system must be pretty stingy if it's giving him that little oxygen. Hang in there, Isaac, old buddy.
Exiting vacuum.
Oh, Jesus. That unpleasant little thing was a drag tentacle, which came out of that hole over there, and it would have continued to drag us towards it. There's not very many of them in the game, but there is a few, and each one has its own death animation, as we'll be seeing in the death reel. The first time that happened, I died because I didn't realize that it was not a cutscene, but it was actually an interactive environment, or an interactive event. I'm so used to games just yelling at me to press X to not die, instead of just transitioning from gameplay to event gameplay. Alright, so now that we've got the gravity centrifuge back online, we can actually go and restart the engine. Which is down the path where we
Isaac,
the engine shop.
Can you hear me? It's Kendra. They attacked me, I ran for it, and Hammond he just disappeared.
Kendra? Where are you?
Nice to see you're alive and well, Hammond. I've barricaded myself in the computer core. I can hear them moving outside, but I don't think they know I'm in here. I can log into everything from here. I hacked the route and found some reports from the colony. Even before they cracked the planet, the colonists were experiencing widespread dementia. It seems to be related to some artifact they found on the planet. Something called the marker. I'll keep looking. I've got your location and I'm going to unlock the door to fuel storage. You can get to the engine chamber from there.
And just when I could have fooled myself into thinking that she'd died. But no, she survived long enough to continue whining at us. Now, I'm debating buying this Ripper, but it's going to really overcomplicate our already complicated inventory management. So I'm just going to leave it for now. So now that we're going to this place with all these horrible warnings on it, and the radiation symbol, I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine.
Entering vacuum.
Or not. This part of the ship is not looking in great shape.
Entering zero gravity.
Luckily it's in space and we can hop around some more. There's another good shot at Aegis 7. Some meteors trying to crush us. And we need to go up. Derp, I cannot figure out where up is. Oh, Isaac, shut up.
Exiting zero gravity.
I'm gonna pop out here because I foolishly flaunted all my air.
Exiting vacuum. Entering vacuum. Entering zero gravity.
It seems that instead of being down, the enemy's gate is up this time. And bounce off of there. Oh, geez, camera. And hop right into that hole. Hey, Leaper. We're just gonna ignore this guy. Oh, geez, we're on the wall. There we go.
Exiting zero gravity.
He almost caught us.
Exiting vacuum.
And now we're in the really loud room. We're gonna take the schematic for the big med pack because it'll come in handy later. Alright, so now that we've escaped the really loud room, we found this really gooey room instead. I don't think they ever mention it in-game, but this goo here is called the Corruption, and it's pretty similar to, well, everything else like it. The Zerg in StarCraft's Creep, or the Flood's kind of gooey structures in the Halo universe. It's flesh goo that stuff grows out of. He was talking about the corruption there. Basically, it's that stuff that any alien species that is kind of creepy and gooey needs. Even the xenomorphs in the Alien series have it. Whenever they build their nests and build people into the walls. Actually, looking at this random tentacle here reminded me that I didn't point out that the drag tentacle actually doesn't have any kind of limb dismemberment. Instead, it has a big pustule that you pop and it blows up. Kind of hard to remember that when you're being dragged along the floor. Oh, I totally missed the elevator. Isaac doesn't really like walking on this stuff, he kind of walks slower. And another thing we can't carry. I really hope we get that level 3 schematic soon for a suit. Oh, more! Ah, damn it. Those things always catch me by surprise, even when I know they're there. Which I actually didn't remember those guys were there. Yeah, being assless would probably be pretty painful. I could see why that would kill him. And here comes some more necro buddies. Poor guy is not having a good time of it. Well, I guess we better put him out of his misery. I hear more swarm coming. This time we're going to be efficient. That didn't do anything. Hey look, it's another kid. That shouldn't have killed him, which means it probably didn't. What am I looking at? What is this? It looks like a broken model. We're not gonna look at it in case it crashes the game. Alright, time to start up the engines. Oh, hey look, buddies. Buddies with bodies. You let him go. Look at your gimpy little crotch arms. Ah, here we go. A new enemy. This big fat bastard over here is pregnant. It's a larger and tougher slasher. But the reason he's called the pregnant is because of that big fat belly of his. Oh hey, I didn't actually this time. That was weird. The reason he's called the pregnant is because this big fat fuck usually drops a big swarm out of him when you kill him. Which is why when I mentioned the swarm earlier, when we first saw them, as not being a true enemy but rather a sub-enemy, it's because he generates them. Basically, if you shoot him in the big round tummy, he'll pop like a big zit, and swarm will fly everywhere. And sometimes even small necromorphs will come out instead, like the Leaper, which is a little weird, thinking he's curled up in that belly. Belly, bowl full of jelly. Okay, take that. Now that we've killed everyone in this room, we can loot the place. And also start the engine, I guess. If we have to. Plenty of credits. He's got another gold semiconductor, but unfortunately we haven't had the opportunity to get rid of our old one yet. And I don't really want to get... Oh, I guess we can get rid of the line racks since we're going to be dumping the line gun. Probably at the end of this chapter. And switching it out for the Ripper. Here, somewhere, is another node. I can't find it now. Anyway, let's just start the engine.
Ignition sequence initiated. Please stand by.
Ah, that's just a creepy mass of limbs flying at me. I can't even tell what's alive and what's dead. Surprisingly, I actually found a use for the secondary fire for once. Alright, so now the engines are running. The ship is not going to fall out of space anymore. And we're all ready to go on to the next area. Once we go back to the tram. Do I have to push the stupid button again? Forgot. We made the engine spin, but we didn't make it start.
Engines firing.
probably isn't the safest room to be standing in when the engine is running. Yeah, I know, Dora.
It's working. We're online and functional. Finally, some good news. Get a tram to the bridge, Isaac. I'm gonna take us back into a geostation.
Wait, we're not safe yet. Ship's asteroid defense system is offline. On the way up, the ship's going to pass through a debris field thrown up from the planet crack. We'll be ripped to pieces unless you restart it.
God damn it! I'll start working on it from here. Isaac, meet me at the bridge. You can do more good here than I can.
Isaac, where are you? It's me, Nicole.
So, now we gotta get up to the bridge. First, we're gonna get rid of this. Oh, jeez, there's a... Oh, jeez. There's a necromorph sneaking up on me, and I can't do anything because I'm in the store menu. See you block when you've only got one arm! That is how space engineers roll. Anyway. Like I was trying to do before I was so rudely interrupted. I'm gonna sell off these semiconductors. And we're gonna deposit all our line racks and our line gun. And buy up the Ripper. Sadly, we can't buy any ammo for it. Yet. The Ripper is a bizarre gun. It's basically a space chainsaw, except the blade is at a distance. It's kind of good because it will basically saw through anything you hold it against, which means any necromorph can be cut down pretty easily. But if they get closer to you than the tether, you're just completely fucked and have to fire another shot. Its secondary fire basically just shoots the blade straight out, which is useful when something like that happens. Alright, so now we're back at the tram, and we can head up to the bridge, the Ishimura. And one of the worst sections of the game, or at least the most annoying ones. But we'll get to that when we get to that. I've been Shadefyre, and this was episode 6 of Let's Play Dead Space. See you guys next time. On today's Dead Space Death Reel, we take a look at the Drag Tentacle, number 1. There are 3 of these throughout the game, and each one has a completely unique death animation associated with it. This is the first.